Hi, it's another day. We're doing it. Yeah, I know. I'm going to start the videos like that most often. So guys, it has been a day so good. Um, so I obviously got up in the morning and I was like, meh on the day, which is funny because I'm not meh now. I'm like all fired up. And I want to be clear. When I got up, that voice in my head was like, you can sleep in later. You can go to the gym if you want, but like, you don't really have to. It's fine. And I was like, no voice inside my head. You are not going to win today. And, that's one of the things I want to talk about is just about this place of like, I may look like I have it all together, but in reality, like I wake up 50% of the time and I'm like, meh, like I don't really want to do this. But the difference is that I have chosen to do actions that change the course of my whole day. And as you can see, my energy is fire right now. So I love that. So I went to the gym and I did a workout and I didn't really want to, but I did. It was a leg day. Love a good leg day. I tend to be an upper body person. Maybe that's like a pineapples on pizza type of argument for people, but anyway, did a lower bottom leg day. And then on the way out, I saw this like really epic looking chick. And I was like her hair was on point, her glasses were awesome. She was like had so many tattoos on her, which I love tattoos. Have one. And I just like was in admiration of her, and I don't even know who this person is. And so I was like, okay, I have to go up and compliment her on her glasses, right? Because I said this in the video yesterday. I have to like go up and talk to people. I have to like have this human connection. And so I went up and I was like, I just have to say, I love your glasses. And she was like, Zennies. And I was like, me too. And so it felt great. And then I walked out of the gym and I got in the car and I was driving away and I was like, man, I just have like a little bit of a what if feeling, right? Like, I feel like I need to ask her to be on the podcast. I do not even know her name, right? But I felt like I would have regret if I didn't go back. So I'm like driving down the road, heading home. My great mornings thing is in like a half an hour. And I'm like, nope, got to turn around. Split second turned around, went back, gave her the card. And she was like, man, I feel like a lot of things have been happening in my life. Like maybe this is a sign from the universe. And I'm like, yes, yes, it is. So I'm looking forward to hopefully connecting with her. And I'm so happy that I didn't let that voice win. The one that told me to like sleep late, the one that told me to not go to the gym because it was just a total great morning. And then I went to Great Morning and I connected with two people that I didn't know. And we sent gratitudes and affirmations and a high vibe habit. Guys, but it gets better. So when I went to Florida Tech, I knew a girl who was also in the educational program called, well, her name's Christine Pollard. And she also has a podcast called The Art of Presence. It's fabulous. You should check it out. And she is an incredible human being. She was when I knew her at Florida Tech studying education. She's also an art of ed person, meaning we love the art of teaching over just like content stuff. We love content stuff too, but you get my drift. And so she was like, hey, a long time ago, let's take that back. A long time ago, she was like, hey, you should be on my podcast. And I had like a little bit of resistance there. And she does it on video too. And I was like, ooh, like I don't really want to do it. But I'm doing the video thing, as you can see. And so I sent her an email like this past weekend and I was like, hey, let's do it before I change my mind. And she like did it pretty fast. And so we recorded today and the conversation was so good. Um and like it just like at the end she asked kind of what you got from the conversation that we had. Her podcast vibes are kind of very similar to mine. And uh honestly, I just feel so fired up. I feel so reminded of what it feels like to be seen, heard, and valued in like this space we're trying to create, her and I, but also there's so many people doing this work and how important it is. But I remember a moment where I was like interviewing someone and afterwards they were like, wow, I just feel like you offered such an amazing service to like hear my story. And like, I just feel so grateful for you. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I just learned about all of your wisdom from all of the years that you've been alive. Like, it is my pleasure. Like, I am so grateful. And it just goes to show you that, like, we live in a world that's like constantly going, constantly fast. And we don't actually take the time to hear other people, hear the lessons they've learned and the stories they want to tell, and to see them exactly as they are for this moment, all of the influences that have shaped them and who they are. In this conversation with Christine on the podcast, that hopefully will come out when her season 2 starts. Oh my gosh, it just was so reinvigorating. I was reminded how much I adore her as a human, but also I am reminded of like what my soul goal is and how I feel like I actually am doing the right thing, walking down this right path. Oh, it just feels so good. It feels so good to be reminded. I think when you're like the person who's standing outside of the circle of like what everybody else is doing, it feels lonely. It feels like you're the weirdo. Okay, to be fair, I'm a little bit weird, but I do think the work that her and I are doing amidst all the other people that I'm inspired by, that work matters. And I'm just so grateful for our conversation today because it lit me up. And I was reminded of this quote that I thought about for a long time when I was writing my sabbatical proposal, which is be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire. I think Jennifer Lee says it. I apologize if I got that wrong. Ooh, but this makes my soul, this conversation made my soul feel like it was on fire. And I am now trying to do everything within my power to push the envelope on the growth on that path. And I just feel so good about it. Ah, and so I would just offer you the chance when that voice comes up in your head or a little tinge of regret. Can you do something about it? Can you turn the car around and ask that person to be on your podcast? Hypothetically, right? Unless you have a podcast, then do it. Or if that voice comes up in your head, can you distance it from yourself? I am not that voice. I am the person, I am the thing that observes that voice. I am the observer. When I fall into that voice too hard, that's when I often feel negative and feel not in alignment with my soul goal. So I think that's important. I think this voice in my head represents old narratives, old truths, old patterns of behavior, fear of not conforming, fear of not being loved and accepted by others. But every time I say no to that voice or do an action that says no, dang, do I feel like my day's energy just shifted. So right now, I just feel so much light. I'm so grateful. And I would just say, don't dim your light. When someone can't handle your light, your authenticity, your awesomeness, don't dim it. Don't dim it because they can't handle you. Because it is a privilege for other people to see your light exactly as it is. And you deserve to be seen and heard and valued with the light that you shine into this world. You are unique and you're beautiful. And I hope that our paths cross at some point. If they have already, I am so grateful for it. Yeah, I think as humans, we are so similar and we are so dissimilar. but oftentimes we don't connect on our similarities, and our dissimilarities separate us even further. I want to be reminded of the similarities and celebrate the differences. I think you're awesome. I appreciate you. I'm so thankful that you kept watching. And I can't wait for Christine's podcast to come out. Yeah. I hope you have a fabulous day. Also, please notice I'm not in gym clothes today, probably because of her podcast. But I do, alas, not live in gym clothes all the time, although I do have to do a second workout today. But yeah, I'm just super grateful. Chugging along on 75 hard. But I'm reminded that life happens for me, not to me. And I'm so grateful for the life that's unfolding before me. I hope you have an awesome day. Bye.